teenager, married to Muhammad Ali, and I meet these great people. I didn't know I meant so much in his life until he actually sit down and say, honey, I got this idea from you. You motivate me. Frank says, I'm not singing tonight. You might have bought tickets, but you can get your money back. Until black people can register and be in this hotel I can. Frank Sinatra shows no color. Satchmo came out on the stage and played his horn. I said, who is Satchmo? He said, that's Louis Armstrong. And I left there and met Doris Day. She gave me milk and cookies. And then I met Milton Berle, Jimmy Stewart, and his wife. All my experiences, I can say that I'm a free woman in this country. I'm a free woman. I've always been a free woman.
You told me, well, this comes from my parents. Like, it was my dad, and I believe also part of it, your mother, that absolutely taught you the values and really how to approach and think about life. So it's not just spark, it's a mindset. It's an attitude towards life. You were that person in the barn for him that a lot of people don't know about. Yeah. You were the mouthpiece, you were the architect, you were the strength when he needed it. You were really the fighter and the undefeated.
This is the legend of Cassius Clay, the most beautiful fighter in the world today. This fist fights great. He's got speed and endurance. If you trying to sign to fight him, increase your insurance. This kid's got a left. This kid's got a right. Look at the kid care to fight. Oh, the crowd is getting frantic. There's not enough room. They Ali laws a boom. Who would have thought when they came to the fight, they see a spook satellite? No one would dream when they put down their money, they see a total eclipse of the sunny.
You're the girl who tore up Cassius Clay autograph and made him a better person, told him to come back when he had a real name. But really what that meant is when he was willing to grow. The woman who carried him through exile, who steadied him when the world pushed back, who molded him and your whole family not just into champions, but you molded him into a better man. Welcome to Miami Unveiled, a show about the city that you think you know and the people that you've never truly seen. It's not the skyline, it's not the headlines. This is the real Miami, and it's bold, it's bruised, and it's burning with dreams. Now, Miami isn't just a place. She's a force of nature. She carves you, she scars you, she tests you. But if you survive her, she'll make you part of her story. Today, we tell the story of somebody very special, Khalilah Camacho Ali, Dr. Khalilah Camacho Ali, and Mama Ali. Now, remember something. She's certainly not a footnote to Muhammad Ali. Let's be clear. She's not a shadow in his ring. Au contraire. She was the architect, the one who demanded authenticity, the one who challenged him to become a man, who steadied him through exile, through triumph. She helped mold Muhammad Ali into not just a champion, but a better human being. And while she shaped greatness, she also built a life as a fighter, undefeated on her own terms. And when I say fighter, fighter in every way. Now, she was born Belinda on St. Patrick's Day, a St. Patrick's Day child. And it's always an interesting story. Her father insisted that she ate corned beef and cabbage each year. His lesson was simple. Different is good. Respect every culture. And that's the reason that nobody defines her. Nobody owns her. She thinks for herself and she respects everyone equally, especially me. All joking aside. Mama Ali grew up in the Nation of Islam. A childhood lived in the gravity of Elijah Muhammad, Malcolm X, Dr. King, Andrew Goodman, so many others. At 10, she already had conviction. She tore up Cassius Clay's autograph. At that point, she already was thinking ahead and telling him to come back when he had a real name. Later, working at a Nation of Islam Muslim bakery in Chicago, he recognized her again. A young girl, the girl who demanded authenticity. That spark became a fire. And later, Miami became her crucible. The Liston fight of 1964 crowned Ali world heavyweight champion. But to the hotels on Miami Beach, he was just another racial slur. The victory celebration caused the causeway, though, to what Khalilah always called the Waldorf Astoria of the black community in Miami, the Hampton House, a green book refuge where segregation's rules didn't exist. They stopped at the door. Nat King Cole, Sam Cooke, Jackie Robinson, Althea Gibson, Ella Fitzgerald, Ali, Malcolm X, Sam Cooke, Jim Brown, Sinatra, so many others. That night after the Liston fight, they laughed poolside, claiming joy that Miami Beach had denied. And Sinatra himself, and we're going to talk about that later, crossed the causeway too. He refused to sing unless black entertainers were giving keys. Now, the Hampton House wasn't just a hotel. It was Miami's beating heart in the civil rights years. And it was Khalilah's too. And Khalilah wasn't only present in those rooms, she lived the civil rights movement from the inside. She grew up with Malcolm, crossed paths with Dr. King, saw Sinatra put his voice on the line for integration, worked with every community, not just African Americans, every community that fought for civil rights, for a better life. But her reach transcended beyond civil rights, standing with Cesar Chavez and farm workers, lending her voices to causes that cut across race, class, and country. And the thing is, some ways she's conservative, in some ways she supports others. Nobody puts her in a box. She fought for dignity wherever she saw it denied. And years later, before the Foreman fight, Khalilah jolted Ali back into focus with an I Love George Foreman shirt, psychological. In Zaire, she carried the passport, she managed the chaos, and she stood ringside when he reclaimed his crown. And when exile stripped him of his license, remember, it stripped her too. Sometimes those 3 suffering years belonged to both of them, but sometimes she had to carry all the weight on her back. City to city, speeches, sandwich boxes, carrying that weight together. And often for both of them. She was more than just a partner. She was Mama Ali. She was a force to be reckoned with. And she's a 9th degree black belt. Nobody knows that. A fighter, undefeated in competition, a protector so formidable that Dr. King intuitively knew, and we'll get to that later, that she was part of Ali's security. She wasn't guarded. She was the guard. And she has always carried contradictions, or what other people think are contradictions, and nuances with ease. The daughter of a military father who taught her discipline and to fight for change while still embracing patriotism. People don't understand that. She understands the world more broadly than these labels allow. She recognized nuances. She thinks of herself in politics, in faith, in life. Never refusing to fit into anyone's box, and that's why I love her. This isn't a boxing story. It's not a Muhammad Ali story. It's a Dr. Khalilah Camacho Ali story. Mama Ali. It's a Miami story, a legacy story that deserves to be told. And it's a story about what it costs to belong here and what it means to survive in this world and to thrive. And if I sound like I understand survival, it's because I'm not just one of your hosts. I'm a son of this city too. And I know what it means to fight for your place inside yourself and inside these streets, and offer to pull myself back up sometimes from the depths of hell. This is the Miami and the Khalilah Camacho Ali that you have never known. This is Miami Unveiled, and I'm your host, of course, Fred Menachem. And I'll tell you this, Khalilah, and she knows this, she's looking at me right now, by the way, isn't just a guest to me. I first met her at the reopening of the Hampton House in 2015, where we hit it off immediately. I just felt like I understood her, and later, when she and Muhammad Ali Jr. were stopped under the Muslim ban, she trusted me to cover that story. And since then, she's become a dear friend, someone I love, I admire, and I respect. And let me tell you something. She didn't just stop with me, because my co-creator, Eugenio, within minutes, when we were chatting recently, talking about, the podcast and the pre-interview, they were laughing like old friends. He not only quickly earned her respect, but at one point, Mama Ali leaned over and she said, God, if I were just 20 years and younger, he'd be in real trouble. That Mexicano is too handsome for his own good. That's Mama Ali. She's sharp, she's fearless, she's playful, and she's never afraid to say exactly what's on her mind, but it's about making impact. And today, I am so honored, we're both so honored to welcome her, a woman who shaped greatness, who stood undefeated, and still carries Miami in her heart. So Dr. Khalilah Camacho Ali, Mama Ali.
Let's go.
Oh, hello. What's
Mama.
up?
God, it's good to see you.
Thank you. Oh, you handsome fellow.
Yeah, exactly. He gets it all. Love.
You got a handsome fellow.
I'm so happy.
I'm so happy to be here.
You look so wonderful.
What an introduction.
Hey, listen. It's deserved.
Yes.
Sit down. Come
Yes.
on. We got a lot to talk about. My God, you met. Oh,
Oh,
my phone's
goodness.
ringing. I guess I
Yeah.
forgot to turn off my life
How
story.
about that? Oh my God, what an introduction.
Hey, what'd you think about that introduction?
That is
Seriously.
amazing.
How'd you feel?
Wow. It's like my whole life flashed right before me. It's amazing.
Was there something specifically?
Everything. It was like a lot of times, a lot of people say Muhammad Ali is my wife. I'm way much more than that. People don't get to know. First of all, I got to say Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. In the name of God, I'm happy to be here. Shalom alaikum.
My cousin,
to you.
exactly.
My cousin here. And I just want to open that up first. But
That's going to make this a great podcast.
yes, it is.
Blessings.
It's going to be blessings,
Blessings, my
blessings
sister.
on top of blessings. Two wonderful young men here
So you were saying about so we talked about
could be both
introduction.
of
You're
their
saying
mothers.
no, we get no. I'm 53. I mean, come on.
My daughter's 60.
Oh, that's right. All right,
56.
fine. There you go.
I said I could be both of your mothers.
Okay, fine. All right.
Both.
So we were talking though. Let's get back for a moment because I think it's important. No, you were going and we're funny. We just it's going to be a great podcast. We're just going to have fun, right? We're going to go where it goes. We have some ideas, but what I was saying was, Eugenio asked you a question. Talking about how the introduction felt, and I know that we worked on this, of course, together, and I know I've known you longer, obviously, and he's becoming a new friend. But I wrote that because I don't do anything in my life unless it's real, right? And so
right.
I don't like when the world tries to minimize us and makes us one-dimensional. You're a force. You're somebody I admire, somebody I care about. And that introduction wasn't even, I could have gone on all day, but that was done with love.
It was
and that's what you
beautiful.
deserve.
Thank you.
In the world,
It was a wonderful world, a wonderful experience, and I'm still here to tell it.
You are.
Yeah.
It's not over, darling.
Yeah, I had my ups and my downs, but my ups and downs, a lot of people think when you get down and things don't happen the way you want them to happen and you wonder why it's happening to you. When things like that happen, it's an opening.
Amen.
An opening for true worship.
But it doesn't happen by any luck.
Yeah.
Ever since I met you
But
and I
you know
told
what?
you. Go
Yeah.
on.
Those things that happened to me made me a stronger person.
Yes, ma'am.
No, what I mean is
made
like
me
ever
a
since
much
I met
stronger
you,
person.
your spark. I mean, look at that smile. Look at those eyes. It's the most beautiful and heartwarming
Thank you.
thing. Like since I met you, only a handful of people have ever seen it. Over here is another person that has an
Well,
amazing spark.
Yeah, he's an energizer.
But I say that because when I asked you ever since at that first chat that we had, is you told me, well, this comes from my parents. Like
Yes.
it was my dad, and I believe also
My
part of
dad
it,
and
your
my
mother,
mom. Yeah.
that absolutely taught you the values and really how to approach and think about life. So it's not just a spark; it's a mindset.
Yes.
It's an attitude towards life. Tell us a little bit about it.
And let me just say, wait, I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
go
I
ahead.
have to jump in. No, because
Yes.
when I become friends with somebody, I learn organically often, but I try to, really get to know them. I don't care about labels and accolades, but you talk about, and why I relate to you so much is I've also had my share of ups and downs, struggle with mental health at times.
And that's a good thing.
So I was going to say just what you said, but I said something to somebody the other day. God, whatever you want to call him, Allah, God, Hashem, didn't give us these tests unless he wanted us to grow and evolve.
That's right.
It's a lot. You're not going to grow and evolve and everything's great. So I have met,
That's true.
I wouldn't have met him if I wouldn't have gone through what I've gone through. Wouldn't have met Eugenio. I wouldn't have met somebody very special to me, Tamar. So many people in my life, sometimes when the chips were down and I had to go through the hardest things and maybe other people weren't so nice, but you know what? It changed my life. So anyhow, okay, I wanted to say that. So you were asking about, you
very
were talking
touching.
about dad and the family. And it is, but that's what makes us, and that's how you are the person you are.
But they don't always. They always say there's no perfect parents. I disagree.
Yeah?
To a certain extent, there are perfect parents, but I had. To me, they were perfect. to me.
Imperfections are perfect.
Perfection doesn't
Yeah.
need to be flawless.
Right. And my dad, since I'm the oldest, my dad told me everything he ever wanted to tell his oldest. And he had it all set up and ready to go. And by my father being a military man and a very strict Muslim, he takes everything seriously. He straight face. He doesn't joke around and laugh much, but when he does laugh, you want to laugh with him because it makes you happy.
Do you have his smile?
Yes.
Yeah?
I have my dad's smile. I have my dad's teeth. I have
You got
everything.
good teeth, by the way.
Yeah, my dad had beautiful
No
teeth.
deliverance. No. That's nobody
My
knows what we're
dad
talking
had
about. Right?
beautiful teeth. I'm glad I took after my dad.
And your mama, though, your mama worked for Elijah Muhammad.
my mom, she didn't say much. She's the most talkative person in the house. But when my dad speaks, everybody listens.
Right.
He don't speak much.
That's why, right?
Yeah, he's like a lion. But if you see a tiger's face, that's my dad. A tiger's face. He's orange. He's tiger.
What are the things that you always remember? Those bits of advice that just sat back here.
First of all, my father said, I'm teaching you right from wrong. And if you go beyond that line, then you better talk your way out of a paper bag, because if you go to jail, I'm not getting you out. So forget about it. So you're going a little too far. That's what my dad says. I don't care if it's a protest. I don't care what it is. If you go to jail, don't call me. I am not getting you out. Plus, he'll say, he always told me to be careful of the friends you create around you. If you find out, so it's not going to take long for you to find out if they're good or bad friends. If they're bad friends and they got a bad jacket, don't hang with them, because you are judged by the company you keep.
That's right. You know, I thought about something as I learned. That was one subject I didn't know much about. And I don't think you've written over time. They don't cover your father as much. I mean, there's some stuff, but we really talked about it. Maybe they do. Maybe I missed it. But I think, and tell me this, and I think the world always had, I'm going to give you a few things here. But I think the world and history is a complicated thing, right?
Yes.
There's so many nuances, right?
Yes.
So I remember the days when people said Elijah Muhammad, right? He was so, hated everybody. Why? Yeah. But I'm bringing this up for a reason. But your father, and this is why you are the person you are, fought in the military, devout Muslim, still devout, still, close to Elijah Muhammad, taught you respect for everybody, still was a patriot in many ways, fought for the country. So how do you put all that together? Because it's complicated. Growing up at a time when certainly being African-American wasn't, something that was particularly easy. I mean, your father still fought in the military. Then you have Elijah Muhammad, who people made the wrong. There's just, you understand what I'm trying to say? Because I'm throwing a lot at you.
That's good. That's
okay, good. Well, thank you very much.
We grew up under the Nation of Islam. My father joined the Honorable Elijah Muhammad when people like my father, who was wealthy, didn't join the Nation of Islam.
Oh, your dad was wealthy. I didn't know that.
He was wealthy. Yeah,
Okay.
he was wealthy, but he was wealthy under the hard knocks.
Right.
Work hard, make a good living, not filthy rich, but rich enough to be comfortable. And the people that joined the Elijah Muhammad sect, the Nation of Islam, was probably the poorest of the poor and the most unattractive, because their self-esteem was down really low. So this was the only thing that they heard that could lift them up.
The streets, people preaching in the streets. I
That's
remember.
right.
I mean, I know.
People
So
preach on the
you think
street.
that sometimes some of the preaching, the people, it's like everything else in life. We talk about radical Islam. You think some of the people that were out there preaching were not necessarily sharing the right message, right? Like everything.
But back then, the only thing we heard about Islam was the Nation of Islam. If there were Muslims in the city or whatever, they was from another country. But the majority was, the most is impact, because Elijah Muhammad taught us, take your dollars, put your dollars together, and build your own businesses.
Right.
Don't rely on anybody.
Yep.
So by the time Cassius Clay came to visit the Nation of Islam's businesses or empire at the time, we black people owned bakeries, supermarkets,
But in the
restaurants.
Nation of Islam mostly, right? 'Cause
Nation-
there's
only the
discipline, right?
Nation
Not
of
necessarily,
Islam.
right.
No. I said
Right.
Nation of Islam only.
Right.
We ran the most biggest billion-dollar whiting fish company in the world.
I threaten people, boy.
The whiting. We only supported the whiting.
Right.
That black man owned the franchise of whiting fish in America, billions of dollars. And you're talking 50s and 60s. Okay. I happened to work in the Muslim restaurant. I went to the Muslim school from 12th grade, from kindergarten through 12th grade.
So if you really distill, you talked about what your parents gave you, but if you distill what the Nation of Islam gave to you,
Yeah, that's why.
what would
Because
be
my father opened that door for me.
Yeah.
He allowed Elijah Muhammad, he told him, he said, I want your daughter or your child to go to my school. And the fact that we entered a private school, Nation of Islam school, it was from kindergarten to 12th grade. And we had black history in those schools.
Real black history. Not that
Real-
it started with civil rights.
No,
Not that it started with
It was-
Timbuktu,
it was way
civilization.
before the civil
Right,
rights.
Of course, nobody
It
knows
was
about
before
black
that.
civilizations.
Yeah.
My God, one of some of the most advanced.
I heard about Marcus
Right.
Garvey, Haile
Marcus,
Selassie, and
right.
when I was a kid.
But instead, they do a disservice to everybody, African Americans, and everybody when they say it like
do a disservice.
African American history started at slavery. What the heck is that?
You know what our history book was?
What was that?
Our history book was written by Langston Hughes,
Oh, of course.
the black
Of course.
American
course.
Negro in
right.
America. That
right.
was our history
I read
book.
it. I've read it.
Yeah.
Of course.
Yeah.
Frederick
But see,
Douglass,
at that time,
all of it.
they didn't have black history in school. Matter of fact, during that time, they didn't have segregation in school yet.
No, you mean integration.
Yeah,
You mean,
integration.
Right.
They were integrated,
No, they
right.
didn't. And the truth is, black history, any black history they had, because of in many ways, there was so much discrimination against African Americans. It was white. It was what white people wanted them to teach, right?
Right.
It wasn't like
But
black
see,
people
by
didn't
us
get to.
having it in the school,
Right.
we didn't think the white man kept us from anything because we had it.
Because you were there. Because
We was there
right.
living it, and it didn't bother us
Right, of
at
course.
all. So if they were fighting to trying to get to the school, we already had it in school. We go, okay, so you're coming a little on the late show, right? Hello. So this is why when I learned about Islam, I learned about Africa. Even our teachers were coming from another country. We had teachers.
Oh, God! It was. I didn't realize it was that.
We had African teachers in our school.
If you're a black man, you know that you're an African.
That's
Peter
right.
Tosh, man.
So
right?
our problem
Right?
I wasn't trying to get black history.
You
It
were
was
just being you.
It was always like these Afro-Americans were outside of us trying to learn black
Yeah.
power when we lived the black power. That was the difference.
That's a huge difference
That's
because
a
you didn't need the outside world to validate
No, he did.
the black power.
Yeah.
You just took it in.
I just
I just did a history lesson. You just look at me.
Yeah.
Right.
No.
So
I'm just being
this is
fun.
what my daddy instilled in me to make me
Yeah.
be international. At 8 years old, not knowing what St. Patrick's Day was, I asked my dad, why is it that I, and only I, and not my other sisters and brothers, eat corned beef and cabbage on their birthday, but why I gotta eat it? Or what's the reason? He says, honey, you were born on St. Patrick's Day, which is an Irish holiday, and your family members are part Irish anyway. And the Irish, they drink and they fight in that order. But they fight for purpose.
Right,
They
exactly.
fight for their beliefs.
That was the message.
That was amazing. And but the fact that here I'm living in the Nation of Islam, saying white people are devils, but yet my dad would tell me Irish people fight and drink.
But that's. Sorry, go ahead.
Isn't that amazing?
But what's amazing
But he
is-
said nothing but positive stuff about the Irish.
But that's why you're comfortable, and I think we're very like-minded here with nuances and contradictions because, and I know we're going to get to it later. There's a great story, and I want to get to it later, but that story about the cookies and the Deep South really sort of alliterates what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
We'll get to, but what I'm saying is that because the world's complicated.
It
It
is.
is contradictions. We're all full of contradictions.
Always.
And that's, and if we look, and so that alone, yeah, maybe you were hearing some of that in the Nation of Islam, but you still were living the good of the Nation of Islam, and
my
you were
father's.
respecting diversity.
Yeah. So my father told me about the Gaelic, how beautiful Gaelic music is. He told me all this stuff about the Irishman, and then he sat down and we looked at a movie called The Quiet Man with John Wayne, who played a boxer going to Ireland.
That's right.
Remember that? Okay, so he tells me all this positive stuff about Irish people. And then he was stationed already in Okinawa. He was in the Korean War. And he would send me chopsticks and teach me how to eat chopsticks. And he would speak Japanese to me
Which you know a few words.
as a kid. He told me how much the beautiful Japanese are so humble and so meek and so modest and so honorable. And then he speaks Japanese to me. Mushi mushi. I don't know. Mushi mushi. I go in ichi, si, John, ji, go, roku, chichi, achi, kuju. He would teach me in numbers in Japanese. Now, why is it that my dad, every nationality that comes up with something, he even told about the Jewish people.
Oh,
He talked
interesting.
about Hanukkah.
Hey, I love that.
He
You're
told me
speaking
about
my language, sister. Right?
He told me about Hanukkah. He told me how bar mitzvah. Even the bar mitzvah, he said the 11-year-old boys will become men. And at 11 years old, we girls become
13.
women.
13.
13?
Yeah, 13,
Okay,
yeah.
13, but we was 11.
Yeah, you were 11. Right.
Y'all were
right.
13.
And it's and obviously it's doesn't necessarily mean you become. I mean, it means it's time
He
to
told me the
grow
difference
up.
between kosher and halal.
Right.
So this is what makes absolutely all the difference, because the formative years are the first 20 years of your life, but the first 10
Yes.
make it or break it.
Makes it. That's right. It's
So-
that's when you turn into a sponge and absorb everything.
So tell me, 10-year-old Khalilah, how would you describe her?
The 10-year-old. Well, at 10 years old, I think everybody by the time that they're 10, if they're educated enough with natural house mama dad wisdom,
Yeah.
they are good to go. They know exactly, they have an idea what they want to be in their lifetime because of how of certain activities, hobbies. It gives you an idea what you want to be. So at 10 years old, I was an honor student. So everybody who was an honor student, which there was only 3 of us, we went, the Elijah Muhammad took us to Meigs Field in Chicago, which is a little airport off of Lakeshore Drive. And we put us in a helicopter and flew all the way around the city. When I felt that, right then and there, I wanted to learn how to fly. That was my epiphany to fly.
How many
plane.
years later did you end up flying?
I started flying at the age of 22.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah. But I don't trust helicopters very much.
Right. Yeah.
On my Indian side of the family, we called
Indian
helicopters.
and German. Yeah, it's so much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I call helicopters grasshoppers.
Right.
Yeah.
And so grasshopper fall, he crashes. So I said, well, if a plane falls, you can crash and land. You can't do it with a helicopter. So I'd rather fly something that can crash and land.
Yeah, that's right. Of course. If you have to make an instrument landing.
Can
or
I tell you something?
Yes, ma'am. You can tell
It's
me
safer
anything. Doctor.
up there than it is down here.
Yeah, of course it is.
Trust me.
Of course.
It's true. The statistics show it.
Yeah.
So 10 years old. It is around this
Oh, here
time
we
that
go. This is the story.
But at the same time,
Right.
wait a minute. This is the year at 10 years old that Cassius Clay came
This
to our
is where I
school.
was going.
By the way,
This
and they
is where I
tell.
was going.
Yes.
Let me say this.
Yes.
Today on
Yeah.
Miami Unveiled,
Yeah.
we're going to tell the real story because, the movies, they made the movie about Ali, which is a great movie, but they always kind of shifted for drama. They never told the real story about where it started and everything. They say the bakery's where it sort of end, not where it
Well, see, when they was getting ready
Right.
to tell Muhammad Ali's story,
Right.
I was on my way out.
you're on your, that's right.
I was
right.
on my way out.
Which we'll talk about.
I said, I'm not helping you with the book. I'm
Right.
done.
Yep.
I'm done with helping you. I'm not doing any more helping you.
Okay, Khalilah, just move a little bit further the microphone.
Oh, yeah.
It's too close.
Yeah, yeah.
Too close?
There you go. Perfect.
Oh,
Okay.
really? Well, look at that. I see. I'm
That's
just
never happened before, which means you have an amazing voice.
Okay,
Right.
great.
So-
How you do?
Hold on.
So we get, yeah, that's right.
So,
that's why
10
it's a
years
podcast.
old.
You can do this, right? We can just like kind of interrupt.
10
each
years
other.
old, a smart kid who's really educated and want to learn about life, you get good advice from the good people. 10 years old is a top age. Everything happened to me at 10. At 8 years old, before I became 10, my cousin, Jessica, God bless her soul, she told me to sign her yearbook. I said, what's a yearbook? She said, well, this is when they take pictures and they record everything you do in school. And they put it in a book, and at the end of the year, when you graduate, people sign your book. I said, I don't know, well, our school don't have a yearbook.
Right. No, there was no. Right.
So I went to school and I asked Minister James. I said, Minister James Shabazz, he was the minister. He was also the principal at the time.
Chicago, right?
Yeah, Chicago, in the Muslim school. I said, how come we don't have a yearbook? He said, I don't know. He said, you thinking about making one? I said, yeah. He said, you print it up and we'll print it off at the Muslim press. And Elijah Muhammad gave me permission to take pictures of the kids and the teachers in school.
Oh.
So that was my first project.
So,
My father gave me a camera, a Kodak Instamatic camera.
Really? And by the way, I'm sorry,
Yes.
I have to
Yeah,
interrupt
yeah.
for a second.
Yeah.
I'm a bit ADD, and sometimes I think
it's okay.
No, because I want to say this. What's amazing, and I grew up with very powerful women. I was not intimidated. I don't like misogyny, whatever. But you were raised in a different generation. Forget ethnicity and all that, but a generation when women weren't always encouraged to stand up, to talk about what they believed in, but you always were.
Oh, but see, that's why
Right.
I was like that, because
Right.
the Muslim women couldn't do anything.
Right, of
we was
course.
in the back. We had to walk behind
Right.
the man. We had
Right.
to, oh my God. I says, are you kidding me?
Right.
Why? Why I got to do that? Why a woman can't do that?
Hey, nobody puts Mama Ali in a corner.
Hey, that got me riled up.
Undefeated.
Okay, yeah. So check it out. So Minister James had a guy named Wali Muhammad, he was older than me. He was Elijah Muhammad's grandson. And he would fix the projectors. And I said, how come I can't learn how to work the projector? Why he got to come in and work the projector? And then he said, well, he's a man. So really? So I just waited. I waited for that moment to tell him off that we're supposed to do. So you know what happened? It wasn't even a week later.
Yeah.
We was having administration class for the girls. And then while he comes in to fix it, I said, wait a minute. This is ministration. A boy shouldn't be in here fixing. This was my moment.
That's right.
I said, so he is not supposed to be in here seeing what the girls do. That's against the law. So you got to teach me how to run the projector. He said, well, you got a point.
And
but all these stories show that from that age, you were already like, I have a voice and I'm going to use it.
And I knew it.
But tell us the story. A lot of people don't know that you met Cassius Clay.
Okay, well, this is the thing. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So that happened when I was 8. So by the time I was 10, I was already on the bulletin boards. I always like doing stuff outside the classroom. I'm fidgety. I got to go somewhere.
You're always doing something.
I got to go somewhere.
Yeah, of course.
And so I took Charlene with me. Charlene was one of the poorest of the school. She was kind of poor, her sister. And I kept her with me because they try to pick on her when I'm gone. So
you take care of you. Me too, man. I don't like people being bullied. That's right.
If I walk out of the class, they're going to beat her up.
To this day, anybody
this day. So I said, Charlene is my assistant. So we're putting stuff on the bulletin board, and I hear somebody walking down the hallway. It sounds like gladiators or something. You know how somebody walk in a room is just, like you can tell when, tridents are walking down the hallway. You can tell they're gladiators, right? And that's what it sounds like. And I go, who is that? What is that? And I swear to God, I looked at this guy. It was a tall one. And was another guy next to him, nice suits. I said, who are these guys? And in my head, I go, I'm going to be seeing this man for the rest of my life. How do I?
You knew it.
Why did I feel that? I just felt it.
Yeah. We feel things.
I said, whatever.
You were 10.
And I said, 10. But I felt it.
Yeah.
That's
yeah,
all
my mom. Hey, listen, I'm going to stop you just for a second.
Yeah.
My mom, my dad, unfortunately passed away at 50. Used to chase my mom around the dinner table. They knew. I'm saying we just God gives us signs. God, whatever people want to call it, universe, God. Because I don't want to define it for anybody else.
Divine intervention,
gives us,
man.
If we listen, it doesn't matter how old our souls could have been here. Maybe your soul was here 10 times before. We don't
never know.
Right.
You're right.
I know.
There are signs.
I know.
There was a sign.
Fred
and I couldn't
Menachem.
understand it.
Thank
and
you very
I go,
much.
who is this guy?
Right.
So I said, well, they're telling us to go. The bell went off and telling us to go to the auditorium. We already had Islam already. So why we got to go to the auditorium? I'm trying to figure out what's the deal. And when patterns change, I wonder. So I'm a very positive, energetic person in school. The kids know me.
Shocker.
Yeah. So this guy comes up on stage.
Wait, this is talking about Muhammad Ali. Or
I'm talking about Cassius Clay. I'm talking about Cassius Clay.
But he was coming up on stage just for what reason?
He gave up. I'm going to tell you.
Oh, see, I'm jumping.
He come up on stage.
Yeah.
And all the kids know me. They know my energy. They looking at him. They go, what's with this guy? Is she related to Belinda? And then Charlene goes, are you related to that guy? I said, no, I don't know this guy from Atlanta. He said, he's acting like you. I said, I know, it's weird. Yes. He gets up, says, my name is Cassius Marcellus Clay, and I'm 18 years old, and I just wanted to gold medal in the Olympics, Rome, representing boxing for the United States of America. But I'm going to be, I'm going to be the heavyweight champion of the world before I'm 21. So get your autographs now, because I'm going to be famous. I said, who the hell is this guy? What is he talking about? How does he know what he going to do? I don't get it. He's not even a Muslim. So I'm like, I'm going, yeah, whatever, And they're going, Khalilah, you related? I said, I don't know that guy from Adam. He said, well, he acts like you. I said, I know. oh, this is weird. And then I'm already registering. This guy said his name is Cassius Clay. He's not even a Muslim. He's not going to go far with that. So he gave all the boys autographs on the boys' side, and he went and gave all the girls autograph on the girls' side. And then I'm standing guard over the girls, and he goes, "Here, little girl, here's my name. I'm going to be famous." I said, "Wait a minute. Hold it.
This is the best part.
Hold it." I said, "Your name," it says, "your name is Cassius Marcellus Clay. That's your name?" He said, "Yep." I said, "Cassius Marcellus. You know that's a Roman name. You know that, right? You know what Romans did to people?"
Oh, well, I certainly know.
He said, "No." I said, "And this is a kicker down here. This is clay. This like dirt you mold." And in a militant way, I said, "And you proud of this, brother?" Because we're Muslims. You proud of this slave name? You proud of this? He said, "Well, I thought I was." Yes, and I start tearing it up. I said, "Until you get a name of honor, until you get a name of respect, matter of fact, until you get a Muslim name, you're not going to be famous with this. You take this back with you. I don't want it." And I walked away.
You were at how old? Wait.
10.
Okay, keep going.
He said, "Well, who is she, man? Who is she? She told my name, man." He got really upset. I can hear him down the hall hollering, "She told my name. She told my name." He said, "Well, who is she?" He said, "That's Belinda. She's the princess of Islam, and she's just trying to teach you some Islamic stuff." "But she told my name, man."
That's not
He
right.
said, "How old is she?" He says, 10. 10? She's 10? Oh my goodness. Where'd she go? He said, "Well, she's a Muslim girl. There are virgins around here. They don't talk to Muslim brother." Well, she said plenty to me. She called me dirt. She called me.
Let me.
I could hear him all the way down the hallway.
Yeah.
And he couldn't believe it.
He couldn't. He wasn't challenged. You never nobody had challenged him like that.
She called me dirt. That's what put the target on my forehead.
The target you're talking about. What target? I mean,
the target
yeah, I know what a target
is
is, but
when I tore up his name, he'll
Yeah.
never forget me because of that. That's why the target was here. So every time he come in that school, where's she at?
yeah, because let me.
That was the
You know what I
target.
think,
Yeah.
and if you know, yeah, sorry, I talk a lot. Eugenio sits here, and I'm like, I always like, I talk too much.
Go for it.
Thank you, honey. I
Go for
appreciate
it.
that.
Go for it.
Right.
So that was the
So
target.
I know he's. I mean, I'm not. I mean, I'm straight, and he's still handsome, right? We talk about me. What am I supposed to do?
You're
Right.
handsome too,
Right.
Fred.
Right. What's that? What'd you say?
You had look at
Oh,
look at-
Mama
Distinguished.
Ali, why I'm turning red? Actually, thank you, my love. I feel old, but I love.
Ain't nothing old
darling,
about you.
I love you. So now I'm going to lose my
Thank
train
you.
of thought. So let me.
You're good looking.
So I just now I'm trying to be serious, and now I'm turning red. But seriously, so God, I forgot what I was talking about. So you're talking about. I'm interested in a couple things when it comes to Muhammad Ali, because some things I've always wondered. It's through your lens, though, because this is Cassius Clay, Louisville, Kentucky. On one hand, he evolved over time, but like every human being made bad, so whatever. We'll get into that. But what I'm saying is that you came to him, and I'm going to go forward for a minute. Then we can go back.
Yeah.
First time he got married, it was Sanji
Roy.
Right. For like a year. She was, let's just, without getting into all the detail, it was his party time, right? She
I
was,
thought it was amazing that a black man like him, in the sports world, he actually married a black woman. And back at that time, a lot of celebrities, the first thing to marry is a white woman.
right.
And he didn't. And I was really proud of him
But,
that he did that. I was proud of him.
yeah, you so, right, see, because that's exactly, this is what I'm getting at. Because you can make a bad decision, but still there can be something positive. This is my, you have a hard time asking questions. I'm trying to evolve this and process it. But
Yeah.
Muhammad Ali first married, and I'm not trying to
Cassius
talk poorly
Clay.
about the death. Cassius Clay,
You have to
Mary
call
Sanji, just a
him Clay
year,
now.
it was
You
a year and a half. It was
can't call him Muhammad
short
Ali.
period of time, but that was a time in his life. So he was this boy who had all these people, and in one hand, he liked to be put on a pedestal, right? On one hand, but really, he craved growth in some ways, right?
did.
Because so what I'm
Yeah.
asking is
Yeah.
his involvement and his level of involvement. Because he went from this, brought him down, in many ways. I brought him down, but it was party time. It was the kid.
Yeah.
And then he always kept you in his head. And then you came in. So what I'm trying to ask, I guess, and I think you understand my brain,
So at
was he
14
some...
Yeah, but at 14, he kept coming to the mosque. He kept coming to,
He
and I would
wanted-
never see him after that. I never said anything to
But
him
he
after
craved
that.
what you said to him. He still...
That stayed there. So that was it. And he would come back and forth. I'd be on post and I'd watch him, but I wouldn't go to him. I said what I had to say. I was done. So I just did my regular. He'd see me on guard, sitting people down. He'd always be looking at me and everything. I go, oh my God, this guy keep looking at me. I told my mom, I said, he just keep watching. He said, and when we go to the mosque, I would take people to their seats and he would be watching me.
This is my... Wait,
Go finish.
No, I'm
finish.
sorry. I'm in this, man.
Yeah, he would watch
I
me.
finally...
He would watch
No, this is my question. We have to get into it. We have so much to talk about. I know, but
then it would go
I'm
on.
just... Yeah,
This
we're
would
gonna
go on and
No, but
things
this
will
is
happen in his
just
life,
so
yeah.
important to me because nobody talks about it, you know. And I study and I love people like you do,
Yeah.
and so we see complexities.
Yeah.
So I've studied. I met him. Maybe I met him once. My dad saw him in the subway once back during the draft time. My dad would, hey champ, but he was down, depressed. But moving along, he's a human. But I
he was
always see
down,
Muhammad
he
Ali
was
in many ways because I've studied a lot about everything. You know, on one hand, he was still a little boy, right? On one hand, in many ways,
yeah.
I'm saying wanted to have fun, this and that. But on the other hand, was he as deep and involved as you? I mean, was he as... And
No.
I don't mean that in a
Men
critical
never
way.
are.
No, he didn't.
Well, he
No.
made a difference in different ways.
He
but
was green
he,
and he was real
he was
green.
always green. That's what
He
I'm
was
saying.
green. He was green.
Right.
This
what I was
this
getting at.
young man knew nothing but boxing.
Right. And you hated boxing. By the way, tell what you hated
He was
boxing.
confronted with white racism in Louisville, Kentucky,
Right.
because before he even came to the Muslim school, this is the things he told me later. He said, well, I was so happy to come home, and he went and he was so excited. He went to the most richest restaurant in Louisville, Kentucky, and they told him he could not eat there. You have to go in the back and get your food. He said, well, I just wanted to go, but he said, I don't care what you want. This is white man's world, man. You if you want to eat anything, we'll give you something. Go in the back. Mm-hmm. And he was brokenhearted. He just won a golden medal, and then he just threw it over a bridge on his way home. He just threw it over a bridge. He said, this gold medal don't mean anything. White racist country, and people ain't gonna never respect black men. And he threw it. He said he wished he hadn't done it, but he did, and they just made him angry. And that's why that kind of hate drew him toward the preachings of Elijah Muhammad. Yeah.
Yeah. So
But then again, when I confronted him when I was 10, he saw how a young girl knew about her culture and everything. Very smart. He thought I was a genius. I was just 10 years old.
Because he was great. I mean, you are a
he's
genius.
never heard anybody
right.
said it before. But then I would just study his life. After that, I would study it. He would put articles in a Muslim paper about him, and I would read about him. I was like a quiet fan, you know, I was doing karate. So I kind of liked his studying about boxing.
When he was in...
Yeah.
Sorry. When he was in Zaire...
No, don't go there.
Oh, no, because I have a question.
I'm
Okay, no, I'm going to shut up.
I just want to put this thing up.
Oh, yeah, please. Oh,
So
God.
when I was 14, in 1964, they said that he was going to fight Sonny Liston. And that was going to be a big thing. And he would come around Muslim. He said, you think I'm going to beat? I said, but I didn't have anything to say about it. I said, I'm sure if you train well, you'll beat him, you know. But then I heard Sonny Liston
Oof,
on the radio say this one thing that pissed me off. He said, I'm going to knock out that black Muslim. He wasn't even Muslim yet. And he called us black. Muslims don't come in colors, bro. I was so mad at that guy. I went to school. I went back to school and I said, y'all see Cassius Clay come up in here again, let me know.
He had a big mouth, Sonny Liston, but anyway, keep
I
going.
was mad at this guy calling us black Muslims. That pissed me off. We're not black Muslims. We're just Muslim. We don't come in color.
Yep.
Okay. So they said, he's here. He's in the school. He said, he's in the school. So I said, somebody give me some paper and a pen real quick. And they gave me a brown paper bag and a pen, and I started writing out this poem for him for Sonny Liston, because I really didn't like Sonny Liston. It just, something just came to me. I just started writing. It was a really long poem because I had studied clay and stuff like that.
You were 13 years old, right?
14.
14.
This is the poem, the poem.
This is the poem.
We're getting,
First
get
time
ready.
I ever wrote a poem.
Well, tell the story
I
you.
used to write poems in school, but
Yeah.
so I'm 14, so I'm thinking, I said, look, and this when they gave me the paper and I start writing it. By the time I finish, I see Clay in the hallway and I go like this. He said, me? Me? I said, yeah, you. And he came toward me and I said, look, I got a poem for Sonny Liston because I don't like him. And I gave it to him. I said, you give him that poem. I don't like him. I walked away again. He said, wait a minute, where you going? She said, she done, man. She gone. I wanted to talk to her. She said, no, she don't want to talk. She said what she had to say. So I'm going like, wow. So it's just something I had to do because my mother said to me once, never form your lips to say I shoulda, woulda, coulda. And I didn't. I said what I had to say. Then after I finished when I gave Clay the poem, I walked away and go, damn it, I'm 14 years old. He's not going to read this poem. He says this. Who am I fooling? You know, I said, at least I did what I said I had got to do. Now, my father's a very strict Muslim. I go home that day.
He was pissed.
Same day. And if my father asks you a question, he already knows the answer, so don't mess around and play with him because you'll get hurt. So I go in there, start washing dishes and everything, and then he just shouted out, come here. I go, oh, my goodness. What did I do? And he looked at me and says, did you or did you not give a fighter a poem on a brown paper bag today?
Naughty, naughty,
I said,
naughty.
Dad, yeah, I did, but how did you find out so fast? It just happened. He's on TV reading it right now. I said, what? He's on TV reading. Go in there, look at TV. Look, it's on the television. I couldn't believe it. That was Cassius Clay on the news, holding a brown paper bag right on TV.
Do you think your dad on some level, though, is pissed? He also was like, damn, that's my daughter? Like both? You think he had that in his head and didn't say that to you?
No,
like,
he just wanted to,
proud of you. Like, son.
Well, he was kind of proud.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Everyone here is going to realize that
it
sounds very similar
and
in tone and attitude.
What this, right? And what this, by the way, what this tells you, this really, as fun as it is for to listen to it, but this sort of tells you the more serious story about somebody that this poem really answers the whole life about molding somebody, and not molding them like but helping them grow. And this, so as fun as it sounds, it's also really the message of a lot of your life. So go, all right, sister.
The architect.
Go ahead.
So back in school, when I started learning about Cassius Clay, I used to mimic him in school. I used to play like I was him, and I would sound like him, and everybody would be laughing at me and say, she's really good at that. She sounds just like Cassius Clay. So I'm going to say it the way I said it to the kids in school.
Ooh, Mama Ali. I can't wait for this.
Here we go. So I see him on TV holding up a paper bag. And he go, this is the legend of Cassius Clay, the most beautiful fighter in the world today. This fight's great. He's got spirit and endurance. But for you trying to sign to fight him, increase your insurance. This kid's got a left. This kid's got a right. Look at the kid carry the fight. Oh, the crowd is getting frantic. There's not enough room. They Ali laws a boom. That's the upgrade. Who would have thought when they came to the fight, they see a spook satellite? No one would dream when they put down their money, they see a total eclipse of the sunny. There he is. And I go, oh my goodness.
1964?
1964.
Is that right? Oh God, listen, and
Yes.
I'll let you finish.
I
want
want
to
to
say,
get out of
He
this.
made my,
1960, Sonny Liston gets
he made my
beat.
point famous.
And he made, but I always got to make everything so deep. I can't help it. But the truth is, it is. But yes, he made your poem famous. It was fun. But look at that story because he walked out, he beat Sonny Liston.
Yeah.
Muhammad Ali
He asked me,
became
was he
the
gonna
world
win? I said,
champion.
yeah.
And that talks about how you, not just with Muhammad Ali, with everything in your life,
You make people better. You help them evolve. And that right there, that was the beginning. That was knocked him out,
he
man.
asked me before the fight, he called me on the phone and said, do you think I'm going to win? I said, brother, you're around Muslims. All Muslims going to pray for you. And if you're smart and you're dead, you pray for yourself because now you know who you are. And at that moment, when I said it to this young man, I saw him as Muhammad Ali right now. Right then, I saw what you see today. I saw when I was 14.
So the most beautiful...
I could see it. I see him evolving.
Wrapping that thought up, because we're going to move to another segment. And
it sucks because I want to talk. There's so much we want to talk about. We'll get to another. But we're going to move to Miami in a minute. But
let's go to Miami.
No, not yet. Not yet, sister.
Not yet, sister.
Mom, I know.
Wait.
Not yet, doctor.
Doctor.
How you doing, doctor? I'm Fred
fine.
Menachem. Single, ready to mingle.
So the most beautiful thing about that is that you actually shaped his identity before there was love between you guys.
Yeah.
Before you became a unit.
I was more like a motivator, an inspirer to inspire him to do certain things he did just because I inspired him. He got it from me. Matter of fact, he told me, hey, I was inspired by you for this. I said, you need to be a Muslim, brother. You said you want to be famous. This is your ticket right here.
The architect right there.
Yeah.
I wanted to say something. I know we're going to know, but I want to say something because you bring up.
He went to Elijah Muhammad. He said, that little girl's still calling me dirt. I need a Muslim name. She's still calling me dirt. He said, oh, okay, I'll give you a name.
You bring up, you bring up something, though, that's so important to me as a human being because I always try to evolve. Sometimes I'll fight it for a minute, but every relationship, and everything's a relationship, a friendship, anything. You even meet somebody for a short time. I have no interest in having any kind of relationship where there's not involvement, and I can't grow as well. And I'm saying this because you're talking about it. And let me say this. I'm sitting here next to my friend, my co-creator, my business partner, talking about involvement. And when we started out, man, we worked together. Then we used to fight and no, in
like
a good
a marriage
way.
Couple,
it's
right?
called what? But it's called involvement, right?
That's
And
right.
started, but if it wasn't, and I talk about people making people better. This was always a dream for me to do this kind of podcast about legacy and all that. And let me tell you something. 6 months ago, 8 months ago, whatever it was, I'd still be sitting here talking about it. And that's involvement. And it's because of this guy. I'm going to get emotional. That I'm actually sitting here and getting to do this and talk to you and had the courage and the belief in myself because he believed in me. And that's my point is that we need people like this in our life. And I just wanted to say, and I love you, brother, just so you know.
I
know he's not.
I believed
right.
I believed in Cassius Clay. So.
It's not just giving a compliment back, but we're only here because of both of us. And look, we're talking to someone truly outstanding.
Two of the most beautiful people in the world.
I do want to say
I knew him. So when you talked on the phone, I was enjoying talking to you. Yeah.
So I want to say something that is a beautiful segue from what you just said, which is you have this amazing metaphor that you shared with us. The metaphor of the Secretariat.
Yeah.
By the way, I mean, a lot of people know what this is.
The Secretariat, you mean the horse?
The Secretariat is a real racehorse from back in the 1970s, Triple Crown. Its record still stands
And you know
today.
why? It's something in that barn that motivates
That's
him.
where I'm
Something
going.
in that barn. There you go.
That's where I'm going.
There you go.
When there's a winner, someone that is a champion, and everybody feels that is a natural champion, the reality is like if you often look behind the barn, in this case, horses, and I'll tee it up for you.
Yes.
Horses are usually in the barn with other horses,
Yeah.
which doesn't matter how good or how much energy a horse has, but if it's with others, sometimes they're riled up and they can't get their focus and think straight. But in this case, there was something different than the barn that the staff put for the Secretariat, which made all the difference in the world. So I'll pass it over to you why that's such an important story for you.
It's a
The
sports story
metaphor.
because I like horses.
Well, that and many more.
I'm a quote unquote cowgirl from the South, and I've done rodeos, I've done figure eights, I've done the barrel.
Damn.
I've taken milk cows out of the pasture and put them in the barn where they can be milked the next morning. That was a job that I had when I visit my grandparents' homeland in Mississippi. So when we go down there, we learn how to churn butter. We learn to pick cotton. We learn how to make honey. We know how to make molasses, sorghum, all of this, churn butter, and just live off the land. Nothing in my grandparents' home you didn't go to the store for anything but buttons and thread. Everything else was on the farm. Butters, milk, meat, fish. Everything was on the farm. We would either catch it, kill it, but we'd eat it. All right? And so, you know what? I feel that these children today, they need an outing to go to a real farm and see how milk is made, butter is made, and how to pick cotton and pick corn. And they need that in their lives.
Amen.
Because they're learning how to eat all this bad fast foods they should have, if they have a house, they should have a garden. My mother trained us to fix our own, plant our own herbs, plant our own corn, our onions, our greens, our cabbages. We knew that, and we only ate those kind of foods.
But I also, where I was really going is the philosophical part of it, which for you, the secretariat, what was behind that barn, there was a chicken.
There was a chicken in the barn. Yeah. If that chicken wasn't in the barn, secretariat wouldn't win.
Which the beauty of this story, when you told it to me.
He wouldn't win, yeah.
Is that
it was a certain, it's either a goat or a chicken. It was one of them.
In the life of the Elise, you were that person in the barn for him that a lot of people don't know about. Yeah. You were the mouthpiece, you were the architect, you were the strength when he needed it.
Yes.
And you were really the fighter and the undefeated.
And I didn't know I meant so much in his life until he actually sit down and say, honey, I got this idea from you. I mean,
his mind
you
didn't
motivate me. He would tell me personally this, but, when you have a husband and a wife team, there's only between you and your husband that you only know about it and nobody else knows about it. Yeah. And this is what make marriages stand out and work.
And still today, you told me that every time you meet someone that is a winner in any way, shape, or form, you're always trying to understand what's behind their
behind that person, What
makes them tick so you can help them.
Yeah, so when I met Frank Sinatra, now see, I came up, my mother liked the blues. I didn't like the blues. They were always crying, begging all the time. But my dad...
You didn't like the blues?
Nah. But they crying, beg for their woman all the time. It just sounds like begging. God, I love them. But I like the classical music and the jazz. Now,
the only real American music.
As a 5-year-old girl, I knew who Isaac Stern was because I liked violin. I mean, he's one of the greatest. Yeah, he was one of the greatest violinists in the world. If I had to choose music, I would play violin because of Isaac Stern. And if I would ask a normal Afro-American girl who's Isaac Stern, she's not going to know that.
If you ask a normal anybody, ain't going to know.
Isaac Stern, Stan Kenton.
Ooh.
You know who Stan Kenton is?
Come on, Jazz.
Yeah. He was a Jewish guy, but born in America. Stan Kenton was the most greatest piano player ever. And I came up on classical music.
Yeah.
Harry Belafonte. My father.
Oh, damn.
And he would sing songs of the people in the islands.
Right. Daylight come and we want to go
home. Even before
home.
that, he would sing historical songs like, "This is my island in the sun, where my people are."
He pushed barriers, though, boy.
Since time begun.
Yeah.
I may sail on many seas, but her shores will always be home to me. See, these songs like this? Yeah. Yeah. And then he told me about Haiti. And then
the slave revolts you're talking about, right? You're talking about the slave revolts, one of the only countries that
Haiti is my beloved land. All good stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, I never knew that I had to leave it to understand just how much I miss the gallant Senegal when days long ago brave men served this country so. Then I went to Haiti. And I met Jean-Claude Duvalier.
Du Papa Doc.
Yes.
Duvalier.
He was Baby Doc.
You met Baby? Oh, that was Baby Doc.
Baby Doc was Jean-Claude Duvalier.
Right, I'm sorry. Oh, that was different character.
And I would learn that then. When I started working at Miami.
That's where we're going to get.
Miami Beach Hospital, Mount Sinai Hospital. A lot of Haitians was there. And I would sing these songs from Haiti and they loved me for it.
And that's a good segue into Miami because, podcast theme. No, it's fine. No, we love this. This is your part of your story is a Miami story and it's a story. But part of our theme, the big part is that Miami tells
Can I ask you something?
You can
How far do you go in Miami?
ask me anything. I was 8 years old when I moved here. 53. I worked in politics,
so when
media.
me and Muhammad came with
1960.
the 1960s, 67, 68.
Right.
When Ali was in exile.
Yeah.
He was in exile.
Vietnam.
There were two restaurants we'd always go to.
Go ahead, Wolfie's.
Wolfie's?
Oh!
Yes. You got it, brother. You got it, brother.
Man, where do Wolfie's go?
And when Frank Sinatra was take us out, we go to Embers.
Fly me to the moon. Let me play among the stars.
Frank Sinatra said, "Can I touch your wife's face?" He said, "Go ahead." He did like he says, "Like a baby's behind." And he says, "You can only do that once."
But that's I'm gonna. No,
it's that.
Let's start with Hampton. No, go ahead. I was going to say.
No, it's that. So we're getting, because Miami isn't just a backdrop in your story.
Yes.
So we wanted to talk about the Hampton House.
The Hampton House.
We're getting. I got to see the sign there. We got 5 minutes.
And I think we're going to have to get to only the core stories.
Yeah,
because we're going to run out of time.
So no, it's fine. Your quote that you once made about the Waldorf. You have the question? You want to start out?
I wanted to get to the story that you told us about when Frank Sinatra really put his voice in the line.
Oh my God.
But do a quick description of the Hampton House.
Yes.
So people understand it's one of the most important, that's where I first met you, one of the most important pieces of the community, because people love to tell the story of African Americans that through slavery, but there was black life. And that's the most important, I think, piece that there was stuff going on. That was an oasis from that. So you quoted once about the Waldorf story, and then talk about the Frank Sinatra thing, I think.
Yeah. Well, the Hampton House was a house, if anybody was anybody in the music world or entertainment world, the black people would go to the Hampton House, even though they would sing on the beach. But they wasn't allowed to have a hotel room on the beach. How can you have Sammy Davis Jr., Ella Fitzgerald singing in a club, in a hotel in Miami Beach, and they can't stay in the hotel?
Absolutely.
And Sammy had double because they didn't like Jews.
They wouldn't let
no Jews, no blacks or dogs.
Not even black people could walk on the beach if you didn't have
a worker's card.
A worker's card. Yeah. If you didn't have it, they put you in jail. So Frank one night came with his limo.
Frank Sinatra, we're talking about.
To the Hampton House. Yeah. Got all the black people, got on the bus with them, and took them over on the beach at a hotel, and got ready to sing a song. And Frank says, "I'm not singing tonight. You might have bought tickets, but you can get your money back until black people can register and be in this hotel I can. I will never sing on the beach again."
How many people were actually doing that?
Nobody. This guy gets on the bus with the black people to go back to the Hampton. Before we can get to the Hampton House, they radioed and said, "Hey, We'll check him in on the beach. It's okay." Chairman of the board, blue-eyed Frank Sinatra, shows no color.
Sam Cooke. He liked black
and
women
made
too.
that happen. And he said, "I'm going to Vegas right now and do the same thing." He did it for Vegas.
The voice.
That was one hell of a man. And wait, can I tell you about?
You can tell me anything.
Can I tell you about the most important
I gotta figure.
When we would go to New York,
we got time. He said, "Okay, good."
Frank Sinatra would put us in the Americana Hotel. And we would go out to dine at Toots Shores. Yes.
Damn, he loved Toots Shores.
He was a Jewish guy that owned an Italian restaurant.
Who owned?
Toots Shores was Jewish. Right, he was a Jewish guy. He owned an Italian restaurant.
Right.
And anybody that was anybody went to Toots Shores. Even Minnesota Fats played pool in Toots Shores. I met George Global there.
I grew up in the wrong generation, man.
I met Jimmy Durante there. You know who Jimmy Durante is?
Yeah, of course I have Jimmy Durante.
I used to look at his shows, and he would go,
with the umbrella?
"Good night, Miss Calabash," no matter wherever you are. He would close his show with Miss Calabash. And when I met him, I said, "Jimmy, who's Miss Calabash?" He said, "She's an old friend of mine who I love to death. She loves me singing." That's why he always says good night to Miss Calabash.
Good night, Gracie. Kind of like George Burns.
No,
right? No, I'm kidding.
Not George Burns.
No,
Gracie.
Good
that
night,
was
Gracie.
different. George
No,
Burns.
I know. I was just joking around, right? It's just my tangential mind.
Yeah. And then Frank says, "We're going to go to a place after night speakeasy, and I'm going to introduce you to my friend. Now, he said, be careful because they only served liquor in the coffee cups because they didn't have a liquor license.
Oh, that's old
It
school.
was a speakeasy. Hey, check it out. So we go, and I didn't drink any coffee or nothing like that. I just had water. And guess what happened?
What happened?
Satchmo came out on the stage and played his horn. I said, who is Satchmo? He said, that's Louis Armstrong. I didn't know you had another name.
I'm like, for me, this is, I'm getting very excited now. Forget sex.
Do you know
this
how
for me
good
is the
I
most,
felt?
you know,
I was
like.
a teenager, married to Muhammad Ali, and I meet these great people.
This is a decade that I would have loved to be.
You and I would have had a lot of fun because guess what? Sinatra, the Rat Pack, they're all dressed up,
If
but
I
they're
had-
drunk. But they're drunk as
If I
hell.
had-
They're all dressed
Hey,
up. But
look,
they're having.
can you imagine if I had one of these back in those days?
Well, yeah. See, I think the same thing, but you know what? It wouldn't have been as fun.
Do you have some pictures from back then?
I wish I did. That's
But
the only
nobody
thing
was
I
taking
regret.
pictures.
I don't
Yeah.
have, but you know what? The news media, they have archives with our pictures.
They do. I saw some.
Every once in a while, they pop up.
But Khalilah, remember something. If we would have had cameras, we wouldn't have experienced it. We would have been staring at her
Yeah,
damn
we were living in the moment,
cameras.
though. We were
Yes,
living
and
in
that
the
I have
moment.
autographs now. I laugh, but
I love Frank Sinatra. He was so amazing.
old blue eyes, man.
He would give me and Ali rooms at the Fontainebleau Hotel. And when I get tired of listening to Frank, I go to Eden Rock and look at Elvis Presley and the Blossoms.
my God.
Elvis Presley and the Blossoms.
This is crazy. Since my baby left me,
Yes.
I find a new race to
Yes.
tell. Wait, I can't remember all the words. Wait.
Can I tell you something?
You can.
I'm going to set you guys up.
Oh,
gonna set
what's
you
happening?
guys
What's
up.
How much time
happening?
we have left? Hey, how are we doing on time?
What's happening?
I'm going to just...
5 more minutes. All
5
right.
more minutes?
Thank you, sir.
I'm going to end this with Elvis Presley.
No, I'm gonna end it when we're done. No, I got something. Hey, sister.
Okay,
And I
let
would
me see.
maybe-
Okay, let me see.
Yeah.
Let me see if I can do this. 1,
What's going
2. Hold on. I gotta make sure. I gotta see this.
Go ahead.
The suspense is killing me.
My mom.
Oh, you're gonna love
we went
this.
to Denzel
You're
Washington
gonna
on my
love-
mom's 80th, and he ran my mom. He had talked 45 minutes about Sidney Poitier. He lived, and he and my brother had to help him with the phone. My mom lived in the building. He used to ask her out, Sidney Poitier, all the time.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, let me see.
That's a side tangential
Sidney
thing. while we're
Poitier
just-
was an amazing.
I mean, he broke
individual.
barriers.
He broke barriers
talk about a
as
man
well.
that look who's coming to dinner. I mean.
Look. Oh my goodness.
Well, while
Okay.
you're doing that, we'll
okay,
just
wait a minute.
No,
yeah, go ahead and start
Just talk.
talking. Say
So,
what you're
so
gonna
I'll
say.
just talk. Just ignore me. I can do that. What do you want to talk about, Gianni? While we're doing that,
So
while
many
Mom
stories.
Ali, no, just between you. I mean, this is a great opportunity. You and I are doing this. Like, this is really. I struggle with this a bit, right? 'Cause I'm a bit not narcissistic, but I'm kidding. But I'm so used to doing it on my own. And I got nervous. Go ahead. You can share. Go ahead. Whatever. While Mom
I was
Ali's
just
looking.
laughing.
But this is great. I mean, I'm loving it, man. Sitting next to my boy.
I should have been.
What? Go ahead. Just take your time.
You gotta tell us what's going on.
I had to set you up. I had to set you up.
You guys set us up. Okay.
Okay,
Yes,
you'll set us. You want to set us up after?
Setting you up on this.
We need to. We have so many
I passed
stories.
right by it.
I mean, we don't have time for all the stories. I mean, we got 4
I think
minutes.
Julio
And I got
Chavez,
the story of the Deep
Guatemala,
South and the cookies is the
Malcolm X.
best, but we don't have time. No. I'm sorry, the Deep South, the cookies. She's like,
Talk
what?
about- So could we talk about a security story?
Yeah, the Martin Luther
Malcolm
King. And then I
X
want to
and
end it.
and Martin
No,
Luther King.
yeah, and the Malcolm.
yeah.
We got to talk about that. We have like 3 minutes, I think.
Let's do that,
Okay.
and then we can.
Yeah.
can do it. We can do
and I got to
that.
read the ending part.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we can
What? How
always.
10 minutes more?
10 minutes. We
What
can,
the fuck?
We can do a lot. in 10 minutes.
Lord, hey. God, but we just got 10 more minutes.
Okay, wait a minute.
God is good, baby.
Yes, it is.
All right.
Let's see, I got this. Got to be.
Hey, Neil might want to ask a question. My nephew, you bet. At the end, you're going to come up, Neil.
Your nephew is amazing.
Isn't he? I'm so proud of my nephews.
He
And my
wants
both
me
of
to put
them.
me into college and teach kids.
Neil Karlinski, everyone.
I'm proud of my family and my nephews.
He's
so,
over there.
So proud of him. Neil, you can come up anytime you want to say hi or wave. At the end, you
you
come
know
up.
what I'm proud
Yeah.
of right now is my grandsons.
Yeah, they're boxing.
They're boxers and they're
And you don't even like boxing, but I saw you talking
they're
about
pretty too. They're
Do you know that everyone in Humberto's family is a boxer over here?
Humberto, oh yeah, come here. You tell.
I think your dad
Come here.
had
Wait.
a picture with
I mean, we
Mohammed,
need
right?
This
because
is
the camera can't
crazy.
turn. Tell her real quick what.
So my dad, he was a personal, he was a boxer and a trainer, and he has a picture with Muhammad Ali. I just couldn't find it.
So he was a boxer?
Well, send it to her.
He was a boxer?
And trainer.
So what did he box? Oranges, grapefruits, bananas?
You know, Khalilah, I grew up going to
That's
Golden.
what Muhammad
I grew up
Ali
going
would
to.
say.
Hey, let me
That's
tell
what
you
Muhammad
something.
Ali would
I bet
say.
you didn't know. I never told you this. I grew up going to Golden Gloves on Miami Beach. My dad always took me.
Really?
Watching the kids. Come on, that was the best. I went to Golden Gloves was. Golden Gloves were the fights really helped kids, but you took kids, you put them together, you help them grow. On Miami Beach, my dad used to take me to the fights, man. Golden Gloves, great organization, helped kids really evolve.
Okay.
Not getting, and so I forgot about that.
Okay, wait a minute.
But what are you looking for exactly? What?
This is a setup. Okay, it's coming close. It's coming close.
So wait, okay, so what?
Coming close. Wait a
Okay,
minute, let me.
all right.
It's
Check.
almost
We have
there.
10 minutes, 9.5 minutes. Let's see.
9.5
Check.
minutes.
That's all right. We can
All
edit
right.
this part out a little bit. We'll be all right.
Supposed to be
No,
right
it's perfect.
here.
No, I'm sorry. No, I'm
Be
kidding.
right.
You want to sing to me?
You
We
know
say
what?
no. I'm going to sing to you, honey, over real
know
quick.
what?
Fly me to the moon. Let me play alone.
Okay.
Right now.
This is
My kind of town, Chicago is. My kind of town, Chicago is. Sammy Davis.
I
Do you know
met
Dean
her.
Martin, Sammy Davis, and all them? You met all of them?
So,
Dean Martin. Dean Martin, the rap. Oh my
the
God,
whole
the
Rat
Rat Bad boy.
Muhammad Ali, Elvis Presley.
Mama Ali, beam me up.
Okay, wait a second.
What?
See, you
What?
know what?
What?
Let me just wait.
Neil, you want to help? Maybe
Oh, I got it.
Here we
Okay.
go.
I got it. Okay. Here we go.
8 minutes. All right.
All right.
I'm counting.
Okay. Hold
All right.
on.
No, it's okay. I'm
Okay,
just looking
so
at him. I don't want to get in
when
trouble.
Ali was in exile,
Yeah.
I was trying to get him some work.
Oh.
I was trying to get him some work.
Yeah.
Okay. So I called Caesar's Palace. I was in Chicago, and I said, look, and I know before a fight, they always introduce old fighters and introduce them before a fight starts. They don't do it anymore. And I said, what would you give if I bring Muhammad Ali there? How much you give him to bring him to introduce him to a fight? Got $5,000. I said, great. We're on our
This
way.
was after you talked about Vietnam when he was in exile.
Yeah, so
After
he was in exile.
Right.
Yeah, he couldn't.
Nobody
fight.
would pay him. Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So he went. So when he went, he did his thing, and he said, I got to go to the bathroom.
Okay.
He said, okay. I said, take this, Ms. Ali, you take this key. You go to that restaurant right here in Caesar's Palace. Right behind it is a door that has a key. All the celebrities go to that door, and they don't be bothered by anybody. So open that door. In the hallway, there's a bathroom.
Oh, no.
When you get out of there, you can go straight to your suite.
Yep.
I said, okay. So I have my little Instamatic Kodak camera. And I'm waiting outside the bathroom. Here comes Elvis. I said, Elvis, stop right there. Don't move. He said, why? I said, because I've always wanted to know if you're taller than my husband or if he was taller than you. I've always wanted to know that. I'm a big fan of yours. He said, well, where's your husband? I said, he's in the bathroom. No sooner he comes out the bathroom, Elvis sees him. He says, I love this guy. And they hugged. I said, Elvis against the wall, brother. Let me take the picture, okay?
Oh, so you got,
And
let's
I
see.
did that. That's the
Wait.
picture right there. Yeah, 1968.
Put that on the camera. Put it on the
Caesar's
camera.
Palace.
Can I bring up more?
Yeah, yeah.
Look at that.
Yeah.
Wait.
There you go.
Wait, no, it's blurry. Let's see. Wait.
Yeah,
It's like
yeah.
old school.
Yeah.
Who needs high level production?
Yeah,
You
yeah.
got it? Look at that.
Focus
Wait a
that,
minute.
baby.
Focus.
There it is. There
We
it is.
got Elvis Presley.
And
right?
Muhammad
And
Ali.
Muhammad
Two kings.
Two kings.
Two kings.
Two
Now,
kings.
you know when you have two kings in Vegas, how lucky you are?
There's the queen next to them.
There you go. It's blackjack. You win.
Oh, turn off. Well, you know what? You'll send it to me.
Yeah.
And we'll put it up.
I'll send it to
No,
you.
you'll send it. We'll put it up on the
Okay.
footage.
Yeah, there it
We'll
is.
try one more time. Okay, wait.
That's the most
All right,
precious
here we go.
picture I ever took. It was just so. I got some of Frank too.
What do you do? How do you take
When
it?
was that? Was Elvis-
1968.
It was before Elvis got real. Okay,
He
before
was
he got
doing
bad.
his early years.
Yeah.
They
It
were
was a good
all.
time. When he was, you know something? Oh, nobody can
He,
hear me.
he still was
You know
famous.
something about Elvis that I bet you didn't know.
What's-
Maybe I want to stump
Go
you, 'cause
ahead,
you
go
know
ahead, tell
everything.
me.
I think I might. So of course Elvis took a lot of music from African Americans, black people, of course. But you
No,
know,
there was only one guy he took his style from.
oh, you know this.
Only one
Who
guy.
is it? Who is
Elvis
it?
told me who it was.
Who was it? Do you remember the name?
Roy Hamilton.
Yes, but there's somebody another thing.
That's the one that.
Yeah.
Wait a minute.
Yeah, but I got something for you. I got some Fred Menachem to stump
Roy
everybody.
Hamilton. Okay, now watch this. Watch this. Okay.
Where's my
okay.
phone computer?
Okay. Okay. Okay, let me see. Okay, wait.
All right.
Damn, I can't. Okay, here you go. Here. Okay, here you go.
Like
Here
5
you go.
minutes, I
Here.
think. Yeah.
Roy Hamilton.
Oh,
Listen.
And you say you don't love blues. This is very close.
no, that's not. It's like
I know, but it's very
Yeah.
close to there. Ballads.
That's a ballad. Roy Hamilton was a
Oh,
great.
Billie Holiday?
He was
Yes,
a
sir.
great. He was a great singer.
So Mama Ali.
Wait, real quick. I want to say one thing.
yeah.
About Elvis. So there's one thing you're missing, and I know he got to the question. We're running on time, but listen, you know Elvis. So you say Hamilton, but guess who else?
What's that?
Elvis was the Shabbos Goy in Memphis, which meant when people were religious for Shabbat, he turned the lights on and off. You know what else he spent his time at? With the cantors. You know, the singer in Memphis. The cantor's the one who, not the rabbi, who sings with the G. And he learned a lot of it.
Yeah, he learned a
from
lot.
a cantor. I mean, he was always in the synagogue.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to stuff you a bit.
that was a side that I didn't know about.
Yeah.
Well, I love the cantors of their music and everything else. I was a big fan of Neil Diamond.
We're coming to America.
America.
Dude,
Yeah.
dude, I love it. I love it.
His father was a cantor.
Yeah, that's right. And that was sort of
I know the whole
it was the Al
story of-
Jolson they redid
Al
the
There you
right? The
go.
black
There you go.
blackface. I mean, it was different times.
So when I was sleeping, I was sleeping in the house in the hotel. 3 o'clock in the morning, somebody knocking on the door. Ali said, "Who the hell's knocking on the door at 3 o'clock in the morning? Is somebody nuts?" I said, "I'll get it." Went to the door. It's Elvis. I go, oh. He said, "You want to go shopping with me?" I said, "Yes." And I said, "Wait a minute, I got to ask my husband." I said, "Yes," before he even asked Ali. He said, "You going with Elvis? Take your key with you, 'cause I ain't open the door." He said, "Where you shopping at 3 o'clock in the morning?" I said, "I don't know, but I'm going." Open up the whole mall. I was so happy to be with him. I was
Elvis over-
but
where
it was
was
a
this? What
whole
city?
lot of it was Las Vegas.
I was in Vegas.
A lot
baby.
of people
let you
went with it. About 12 of us all went together. 12 of us. I was so happy.
I did wanted to talk about that great story about MLK and Malcolm X when they were, I believe, in your apartment.
No, they were
No, it was in Elijah
Muhammad's
Muhammad's home.
Oh, that's true. That's true.
It was in his home.
And you were there.
I was there serving tea and coffee and being security undercover. So as I was serving tea, when any kind of dignitary would come to the house, then I would be asked to come serve bean pies or whatever. But at the same time, by me teaching martial arts to Muslim women girls, teaching them self-defense, I would go there. So when now Martin Luther King was he was a very young man. He was in his 30s, early 30s, end of the 20s into going in there. And when Elijah Muhammad left the room, he said to me, he said, "You don't just serve tea and coffee, do you? You do a little bit more than that, don't you?" I said, "Yes, I do." He said, "You're security, aren't you?" I said, "Yes, I am."
Black belt.
Yeah. I said, "You're security, aren't you?" I said, "Yes, I am." He said, "You know, a lot of women are going to follow you one day." I said, "Thank you very much." Had no clue what he was talking about. Now I do know what he was talking about.
You're talking about MLK,
Yeah, MLK
Reverend Doctor.
was a wonderful visionary.
Of course, I mean.
Just amazing.
And by the way, there'd be no
And
civil rights
so
wouldn't happen without Malcolm,
so
though.
young.
Right.
He said,
Malcolm X
he
was
said,
there,
you know,
right,
he
right?
said, "I would join you, but I believe in people living together."
Now, what year was that? Do you remember? Because Malcolm and Ali weren't talking. I mean, Ali and Malcolm and
1962. I was
so
12.
no,
I was 12.
So Malcolm,
I was 12.
and
62, I was 12.
And MLK
He
were
died
not-
a year later.
They weren't connecting yet. It was after the Mecca trip that Malcolm X started connecting with Ali and started shifting the way that you already had shifted about there's no color, but so they hadn't yet. And there's so much I want to talk about. Like we don't have time, but the story about. You know, I'm so interested. We're going to do this again, right?
Malcolm
For sure.
X, I mean,
I'm
Malcolm
so
and his
interested-
wife, Betty.
Yeah.
Even after Malcolm, Betty and I was close friends. She
Oh, you
was
stayed close to
She
Betty?
was a teacher in college in New York. And every Wednesday, we would call each other and talk shop.
I've
Just
read
talk.
I've read the autobiography of Malcolm
Until
X
she
like
passed away.
30 times.
She was talking about her grandson. He was a real bad.
So you're gonna wrap it up, but
No, yeah,
I would
yeah.
be remiss if I didn't ask you to share the story for my beautiful Mexico. about Cesar
Cesar Chavez.
and what you did with him. And I believe even Jane Fonda was involved. in
Jane
this?
Fonda asked me to work with her on some protests.
A conservative working with a liberal like that, right?
Working
Okay.
with a liberal,
Right.
it's okay
Right.
because she was
all
going.
love.
She
Because
was.
we're
It's all
people.
about love.
Hey.
I don't care. I am a
And
conservative,
she's-
but she was a person that had interest in certain people.
She was very Henry
These farm
Fonda's her
workers was
father.
getting $2 for for 17 hours of work.
Right.
It's slavery.
Henry Fonda's her dad. So anyway.
Yeah, Henry Fonda. Ooh, he was scary.
On Golden Pond.
I met him.
Yeah,
we
he
went
was-
to an auction one time, and he said,
mess
"Why are
with-
you sitting here?" I said, "Oh my
he was
God."
mean a little
Yeah,
bit.
he
Yeah,
was a
curmudgeon.
little- yeah.
So anyway,
Give us the story.
Yeah, so she said, Khalilah, I want to introduce you to my friend here, Mr. Cesar Chavez. I said, oh, this man is the Martin Luther King of Mexico. He said, yo, you know? I said, yeah, he's a farmer. He owns a farm workers union. I said, I would be honored. So we put Chiquita Bananas out of business for 40 years until they started giving Mexicans a decent salary. And it's because of Cesar Chavez. He called me. He wrote in my book. He says, this is to you, mi hermano. I'm your hermano. You're my hermana. He said, you're my sister. I'm your
Hermano
brother.
and hermana.
Yeah. He said, I'm your sister and your brother.
You know, it's just freaking. This is.
She's
was
the common
amazing.
denominator.
No, but I'm just so.
But I'm used to meeting great people
no,
like
it's
this.
not. But it's
I
not
love
about.
it.
It's not just about that. Because you and I, like the three of us,
about what
we're
you do
comfortable
with
around
people.
anybody. Because you're with anybody. You could be sanitation or a present. And what I'm saying is, it's amazing for me personally because of history. It doesn't matter as much. It's the movement
It was
of
the
history.
movement of the
It's the
history.
workers that Cesar Chavez was motivating. That's really the real. I'm saying it's all of it. And you had the lens to it.
Yes. I did.
And really you were a part of it. I mean,
You
a
know
big
what?
part of it.
When I was
Abernathy and Martin Luther King.
expecting, the first time I ever went to California, Muhammad had to go here to be with Jim Brown and all these basketball players who were famous. So I stayed at the hotel instead. And I got better. I wasn't sick anymore. I was pregnant with my first daughter. And I rented a car, and I saw a map on the street. It says 25 cents. And to see the Home of the Stars.
For the 25 cent strip, right?
And then I went to the Home of the Stars, and I pulled up. The Ella Fitzgerald was the first house I
Oh my
pulled
God.
up. And I said, isn't this amazing? Who would dare go see somebody's house? I says, I'm going to ring the doorbell. And I got out and I rang
What?
the doorbell. Yes, I rang
She
the
was
doorbell.
there?
What? Yeah, she answered the door.
Scat, man, the queen
Yeah,
of
she
scat,
came
boy.
and she said, who are you? I said, I'm Muhammad Ali's wife. And I didn't have nothing to do. I just thought what made you ring the doorbell? I says, I wanted to see, hope that you was home. And I left there and met Doris Day. She gave me milk and cookies. And then I met Milton Berle, and I met Jimmy
Milton
Stewart.
Berle, one of my
Jimmy
peeps.
Stewart and his wife. I met Jimmy Stewart and his wife.
And you also, we don't have time. We really have to wrap this up. But you also
Yeah.
got cookies. You got cookies from Doris Day, but you also got cookies from some rednecks in the South,
Yes,
which
I
is a
did.
great story. I mean, that,
And
we're going to
they
tell that
opened the door
next time.
for 'em.
But that taught you something. It taught you that people are nuanced. That there might have been
They
institutional
didn't
racism.
act
but when
racial
they
or
used-
nothing. They were
and
very
gave you-
kind
right.
to me. They
We
was
gave you
very
delicious
kind.
cookies. We got to wrap up.
So
But the key was Muhammad Ali.
I'll tee it up for him. So I just want to say, like, Mama Ali, you are
Get my book.
the book.
Undefeated.
Oh yeah.
Amazon.
Is it on the camera? Can we see it? Yeah.
We're definitely gonna.
We're gonna
put
do
it.
a book. We're gonna do a book. So we're having you back. This is just the beginning.
But I just want to say, you're a beautiful person. You're a beautiful soul, and the world needs way more people like
Well,
you.
my mom and dad taught me how to be gracious and be loving.
But it also is in the DNA. It came
It's
out
in
of
my
the womb.
DNA.
It works both ways. I
I'm
had
a
hard for
people
me.
person.
And it's been an honor just to be
It's
part
an
of
honor
this with
being
you.
with you. Hey, we got to come back and do
But
it again.
this guy,
Are you kidding?
wrote a beautiful love letter for you.
I always like. I just you know.
Did
I,
you write a love letter for
Yeah, but
me?
he's younger and more handsome. But
That's all right. That's
so I will
okay.
say something. I
You're
did.
single,
Oh, they're
right?
putting it up here. So I do want to say something that
How old are you? 30?
37.
I know, right?
Yeah.
You didn't realize sometimes. I said I'm 53.
He's
I'm
too
turning
young,
54. No, but he forgets sometimes. Like I'm.
Your
I
age
know.
is just a number.
That's
Right?
right.
There
Hey,
you
how you
go.
doing? So I wanted to first of all. I just want to say quickly. I have something I had written to you, but. I
wanna
think
hear
really I'm going to be serious for a moment because I think it's important. When I first met you, you know what? I told you earlier the nuance. I saw that, but
I can't wait.
it's because I believe and look, I admire you. I don't want to compare myself to anybody.
Can I say,
don't
can
think
I
I'm
say one
special.
thing
Yeah.
before it goes off?
Yeah, go ahead.
Everybody in this world, in life, has a story.
Yeah, of course. That's
And
what
they
we
should write their story.
agree.
Everybody should write their
And so
story.
what I was saying was, I don't think I'm special or anything.
You are
I don't-
special. You are special. God made everybody special.
Yeah, I know. I'm just
Yeah, but you're special. Don't undermine yourself.
keep going. Keep
You'll
going.
all be-
Compliment me.
He's paying me for this,
That's right,
ladies and
exactly.
gentlemen.
Right. But all joking aside, when I say I'm special, we all have gifts, right? And
We
my
do.
gift, and I think
We
for a
do.
lot of reasons, because we've been up and down, is your gift, seeing greatness in others, but giving them belief to become it, but from their perspective, not ours, understanding them. And that's the most beautiful thing. But at that point, we're going to do this again. Don't worry. This is the beginning of a beautiful, I'm so happy you're living here. We didn't spend much time in Miami, but that's okay. So I want to tell you something, Khalilah.
Yes.
The love letter. People will always try to name you wife, partner, Mama Ali, Dr. Muhammad Ali's wife, former wife, a shadow in somebody else's ring.
But I'm a mother of 6.
People will always try to name you wife, partner, Mama Ali, El Doctor, a shadow in somebody else's ring. But you were never a shadow. You are and were the light that exposed the truth. You're the girl who tore up Cassius Clay autograph and made him a better person, told him to come back when he had a real name. But really what that meant is when he was willing to grow. The woman who carried him through exile, who steadied him when the world pushed back, who molded him and your whole family not just into champions. I say that because we're all champions, but you molded him into a better man. You lived the civil rights movement from the inside. Elijah's runes, Malcolm's fires, Dr. King's question, are you security, Sinatra, seeing it from all, I could go on and on. Sam Cooke, I mean, I could go all day long.
Yes.
Sammy Davis, but you still refuse the box. Farm workers with chiles, relief missions in Guatemala, a daughter of a military father, a Republican who thinks for herself and understands the nuances of the world. You respect everyone and nobody owns you. I met you, of course, at the reopening of the Hampton House. That was, and I wanted to talk more about it. Well, next time, that was Miami's beating heart of segregation and survival, but that was where the world happened. And later, when the Muslim ban stopped you and your son, you trusted me. And we didn't even know each other with your story. You gave me that honor to cover that. And since then, I've learned about you. We've over years speak. We don't speak as much as I'd like to. We're going to start doing it more. You've become a dear friend, someone I love, someone I respect and admire. And then, of course, you met my co-creator, Eugenio. Within minutes, you leaned in and laughed. And okay, well, I was...
He's amazing.
Okay. You know, so... And
but
you
I
said,
can say one
right,
thing.
I don't know what's going on.
I can say one thing
Oh,
about
go ahead.
my experiences. I can say that I'm a free woman in this country.
That's right.
I'm a free woman.
In
I've
this
always
world.
been a free woman.
Right?
Yeah.
And so you said to Eugenio, if I were 20 years younger, he'd be in real trouble. That one's too handsome for his own good. But really, you admired him. You saw a person that really cared about the world, that had passion, and that's you. You're Khalilah. You're fierce. You're playful. You're honest. You're always true. So your legacy isn't just in books. It's in every woman who sees your strength, and every person, every child who learns dignity from your lessons.
Mm-hmm.
Every corner of Miami that still carries your voice, and through every storm, every contradiction, you're a fighter, literally and figuratively. You've stayed undefeated. And I want to say this slowly so it lands. As a son of the city,
Yes, sir.
I'm grateful.
Thank you. I'm
As
grateful for you guys.
As your friend,
Yeah.
I'm honored.
And I like your title,
Why, thank you.
Unveiled. I like that.
That's right. That's what we unveiled today. I think we talked. So as your friend, I'm honored. And Eugenio and I, we're both so proud of you. And more than that, I love you.
I love you. I love the country. I love Mexico. I love the people of Mexico. I love the people in every country that come because those people made this country united.
That's right. And
Yeah.
That's beautiful.
And free.
that's right.
This is the
I love
only
you too
country.
now.
I love this country the minute I left it. I love it.
Of
when I
course,
came
that's
back.
what
you
sometimes-
appreciate it when you leave it and you come back.
So
Yeah.
So I'm gonna get in trouble over here. So that's your. But what I wanted to say, I know this is so much fun. We're doing so much more. But that's your legacy, Khalilah. You have so much to teach the world, and that's why I want to keep.
And you're
doing
my
this.
brother from another mother.
I know, and I truly do love you, and I learn from you. And you're not, because I want to tell, because I can tell the story, and I understand people the same way you do. I don't care about anybody else's. They want fame for themselves. Neither of us care about that. But that's your legacy. All the stuff I was talking about, and not just a man you helped shape. That's beautiful. You helped shape lots of people. You've helped shape us. It's the life you claimed.
Mm-hmm.
Undefeated.
Undefeated.
Dr.
Yes.
Mama Ali. Hey,
Mama
Neil, come
Ali.
here. Give her a hug,
Yes.
man. Come on. Come up here, man.
And we,
Oh, I
yes,
love you.
yes, yes.
Hey, come
yes.
here, Mama Ali. Come on. We give a group hug. Come on.
Hey, my